What up? It's your boy BigDonSkillz, and I am excited to bring you the Big Don Boss Cast episode 2, aka I'm already messing it up, man. AKA the Boss Podcast. Welcome in, everybody. I hope y'all are having a great day. Before I get everything started, I just want to wish my dad a happy birthday. I love you as always, and I hope you're having a great day. And as far as the news today, this week, it's a lot of stuff, and I'm gonna try my best to not make this a 30 hour podcast, but we're gonna jump straight into this. All right, so we, we gonna check this out. Right now, we gonna go to full split screen on this one. All right, so the first one, I think it's hilarious but interesting at the same time. Twitch bans the words simp and virgin. Actual simps and virgins are still welcome. So this is an article from Gizmodo. I never knew how to pronounce it, but this has been going around over the past few days. This is a few days old, and essentially Twitch came out and was like, "Yeah, you're no longer allowed to use these words if they're meant to be used in like a hateful or demeaning way." So I'll start by reading the article. As part of an ongoing process of retooling its policies around harassment and hateful conduct, Twitch announced on Wednesday that the words simp, incel, and virgin will no longer be allowed on the platform as long as they are used by streamers and commentators as insults. If they are used in a friendly way, the words are presumably still okay to use. Now, there was also a thing on Twitch that happened, I believe, late last week. I didn't report on this, but Twitch, I guess, banned the term like blind playthroughs. So because it was deemed to be like offensive for like blind playthroughs. So this is kind of compounding on that whole thing, which I don't know. I'm just gonna keep reading, man. In a statement, a Twitch spokesperson told The Verge the platform plans to take action against the use of terms, specifically when they are being used to negatively refer to another person's sexual practices. Using the terms in their own way that doesn't actively insult other players, the spokesperson added, wouldn't lead to an enforcement, but we would take action if they were used repeatedly in a harassing manner. The new rules will officially go into effect on January 22nd and will also include stricter policies around sexual harassment. Among the other new banned behaviors are making derogatory statements about another person's perceived sexual practices or sexual morality, and repeated negatively targeting another person with sexually focused terms such as whore or virgin. Um, Dude, so Twitch has definitely been on the end of things, the butt end of all jokes. And this is definitely another one that they've kind of put themselves into. I will have to admit, though, that this doesn't actually annoy me as much as some of the other things, mainly because I think these words are definitely like overused. And yeah, I could actually see the hatefulness around it. It's just that the fact this is coming from Twitch and the hypocrisy around Twitch and what it enforces and what it doesn't enforce, you're not going to even be able to properly enforce this. Only like big streamers that get mass reported by like hate mobs and stuff like that. I feel like this is what's really going to get affected. Or clips that go viral, right? And Twitch has like no um, they're forced to respond essentially. So I will say the word simp. I had this discussion on stream a few months ago, and y'all use the word and don't even know what it means. And so, and for anybody who's in here that doesn't really know what simping is, there's probably some people who watch it's like, what does that even mean, right? So, a simp is in a super quick, basic term, is just somebody who actively will do anything for like a man or a woman without even getting anything in return. So you essentially idolizing the person and you're willing to do anything. So usually in the form of like Twitch, simp is used to describe people that specifically like to go for like female streamers. They really like female streamers. Maybe they're pretty. Maybe they, they show a little extra. And they'll either mass donate a lot of money or they'll do like the highest amount of subscription tiers. And there's all sorts of things that people do. But a lot of times the people, here's something for y'all, right? The people who use simps, who call other people simps, are usually the incels and virgins. Come on, y'all don't want to hear me on that, dude. Where? Come on, man. Where it is it? Where is it? There is nothing wrong with being that. There's nothing wrong with being virgin. There's nothing wrong with yeah, there's nothing wrong with it. So, like, yeah, I think these terms are actually used by people that are that. So, like, there's nothing wrong with being a virgin, but you don't go around insulting people or making fun of people for that reason. So it makes sense, honestly. In hindsight, like I think it does make sense. Like trying to dog on somebody because they're a virgin. Like some people choose to be that until they're married. Others, working on losing it. It is what it is. But um, not too much to say on this. I just think Twitch is just kind of they're trying to enforce things, but like there's just so much inconsistencies on how things are enforced and then what chooses to be enforced. So you're just like, okay. Um, but honestly, for me, the word simp is kind of lame, and it's always been lame. And like I said, the people who use it are actually of these three categories. All right. So we're going to transition right into something else, dude. That is very interesting. I was debating if I even wanted to talk about this, but the infamous website known as The Hub. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you'll see it on the screen. But the Hub just purged all unverified content from the platform. So after changing its policies to ban unverified uploaders and MasterCard and Visa's decision to drop the platform entirely, the Hub has removed millions of videos. So I'm gonna call it the Hub, right? Just for the sake of it. The Hub is removing all videos on its site that weren't uploaded by official content partners or members of its model program, a fundamental shift in the way one of the largest prawn sites in the world operates. This means a significant portion of its videos will disappear. As part of our policy to ban unverified uploaders, we have now also suspended all previously uploaded content that was not created by content partners or members of the model program. According to the Hub's announcement, this means every piece of Hub content is from verified uploaders, a requirement that platforms like Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Snapchat, and Twitter have yet to institute. The Hub said the videos will be removed pending verification and review, and the verification process will begin in the new year. Prior to this change, anyone could create an account on the Hub and upload any video they wanted since the launch in 2007. So this announcement comes after a series of events last week that left the prawn industry shaken. On Monday, following a piece in the New York Times opinion section that followed the lives of child sexual abuse victims whose videos were uploaded to the platform, MasterCard and Visa began an investigation to the unlawful material on the website. And this policy change essentially came, like I said, dude, you had MasterCard and Visa? We're like, nah, we're not processing payments. Dude, that is a falcon punch to your income, dude. So they're essentially forced into a situation where, like, all right, there may be some unlawful stuff going on, right? Which I'm surprised stuff like this wasn't discovered quicker in the prawn industry. Um so like I just think it's crazy that it took this long, honestly. And I feel like an industry like this has to constantly be on their tippy toes because a lot of the content and a lot of the things that people watch or Google or look up are definitely like sus and like red is sus type levels of sus. So I mean, everybody who looks at this stuff, y'all got into January 1st, man, or else that content's going straight to the gulag, dude. Don't play yourself. It's going straight to the gulag. There's not too much to say about this. I mean, it makes sense. Like, and I remember a few years ago, back I used to watch like the Vlad TV interviews. They had some of the adult performers. Um, were doing an interview. I believe it was Vlad TV, and essentially the woman that was talking. I remember this was like the resurgence of like Instagram models, right? When Instagram models were like blowing up and stuff. And I remember she essentially said that because of like Instagram models and things like that, it's almost like put a hatchet in the industry because the Instagram models, right? They're literally influencers. So anything they say or do, somebody can pay them or to promote their product. So they can be like, I need a club be like, I need you to come through. Let me drop you 15 G's real quick. And all you got to do is show up to the club. So they have this different type of influence and they don't even have to, technically quote unquote like sell their bodies for it. So I remember this interview in particular, and the woman was talking about how the Instagram models, like I said, have just really taken a thing on the industry. So I felt like something like this was kind of inevitable because they have to protect their own models. And if they're not getting paid, they're essentially going to leave and try and go on to the next best thing, which I feel like in this industry, you could literally segue right into Instagram modeling. So interesting article. Nothing much. All right, now moving on to actual game news again, man. We're talking too much about simps and other stuff, man. SNK confirms the new Neo Geo console is coming next year, dude. This will bridge the needs between passionate fans and console gaming enthusiasts. So this is an article from Nintendo Life. It's saying last year SNK announced that it was creating a new Neo Geo system and that it would boast a modern design and wonderful play feeling. The company, which can now count the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia as its largest shareholder, interesting, has now revealed via Twitter that the console will arrive in 2021 and that it will bridge the needs between passionate fans and console gaming enthusiasts. As you can see from the tweet below, there's a Wi Fi logo and a picture of the world in the background, which hints that the system will have online capabilities, which will presumably focus on competitive play via the firm's stable of one on one fighters. So, as you see from the tweet right here, a brand new console is coming from SNK in 2021, a system to bridge the needs. I've said this already, but who is the best player? The Wi Fi logo and like a little globe that's segmented. I think this is actually really cool. I'm excited to see what type of a console it's going to be. Mainly because SNK is known for its fighter, is in action games, right? That's their main focus. SNK, um, anybody who's played Terry and stuff like that, they're all SNK characters, right? And SNK and Street Fighter have been, side rivals for as long as their existence. So I'm really interested to see like if this is gonna be a next generation thing or is this gonna be like a more retro base. I know they have Samurai Showdown. That's I think their newest game. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they have Samurai Showdown too, which isn't the highest on the competitive ladder as far as like people played. But maybe this can give a signal boost to that. I would love to see like old Samurai Showdown, old KOF games. KOF like King of Fighters 95, 98, 2002, all these different SNK games. They have the Fighters catalog. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to do it because SNK recently has released a lot of their games for free. If you have the Amazon, if you have Twitch Prime, which you should use to subscribe to BigDonSkillz' channel on Twitch. No, if you have Twitch Prime, you actually get a lot of free games. And if you download it, you can download a launcher that has a ton of SNK games. Metal Slug too. Oh, that's another one. Metal Slug, you got that entire series. So there's a bunch of games that you can actually already play from SNK. So I'm curious on how they're going to do this and monetize it. I also still have my Neo Geo Pocket Color, which isn't around me right now. I wish I could show y'all, but I still have it, and it's one of the coolest consoles I've ever had. It was better than the Game Boy Color too. So yeah, I think that's really exciting news. I'm excited to hear from SNK, man. I want to see SNK do something big. All right. Alrighty. So, talking about Cyberpunk again, man. As we talked about in the last video, the PS4 and base Xbox versions, trash. Terrible launches, absolutely garbage. There was a whole lot of issues with the game, and this caused Cyberpunk to come out with a statement saying, "Hey, we apologize, and if you give us a week, you guys can have a refund, but we're going to keep updating the game and making it better. But if you own those versions, you can request a refund." Well, what happened was after they made this statement, other places like GameStop and Sony were like, hold on, bruh. We didn't agree to this. So you had this thing where Cyberpunk promised you can get a refund, but then the publishers or developers, whatever you call it, weren't offering these refunds. They're like, nah, you copped this game, bitch, and you played it? Nah, bitch. So now you have an article right here that's just talking about how to get your refund. They even pulled it off the shelves in Best Buy. It's been just crazy, man. It's been so much stuff around this game, which is unfortunate because this is literally, since I've been alive, right? I feel like this is the most hyped game of all time. with so now that you have social media and different influences and stuff, this is the this may be the most pumped up game of all time, bro. And just for it to come out the way it did, it's just atrocious, man. I think these publishers are just too much, man. They put so much pressure on these devs, and then devs can't do anything because like there's only so much they can do in this world. So here's the apology article again. This is up until December 21st where people can get their refunds. But there's gonna be a lot more hassle than this, man. I just think it's so grimy what they did. If you didn't know, they essentially finessed the entire gaming community because they never showed any PS4 or Xbox One footage prior to the game being released, and the reviewers never got a review copy. They never got base PS4 Xbox version. So they either got Series X, PS5, or PC, right? And of course, these reviewers are probably running on the latest hardware anyways. But this game was just so poorly optimized and just made that it's just And I believe that Cyberpunk is a great game underneath. And people are saying this. People that are saying it, that played it, that didn't have many issues, they're like, yo, this game is amazing. But yes, it does have glaring issues. And it's unfortunate, man. It's really unfortunate. But the fact that they deceive their consumers, man, this is crazy, bro. Like I said, they purposely hid the content and made it so low key, but because there was so much hype and there was these minor delays, we were like, oh, okay, they're working the fix on the game because The Witcher 3 was so great, it was such a lovely game, it's absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. And yeah, just gulag. Straight gulag, y'all. Even Elon Musk, dude, came through. And I don't know, he was like trolling, I guess, but like Elon Musk was like, I took a week off work to play this game, and I quickly realized it's not the game I've been thinking about every day for 8 years. I cried myself to sleep and haven't been able to function. I ended up crying whenever I think about the game, and I don't even want to touch my PS4. This was supposed to be the future of gaming, and now I don't know what else I have to look forward to. I'm assuming he's trolling, but I just thought that was funny anyways. Dude, Cyberpunk, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but they need to they have to work on this game, man. And the employees are gonna get crunched, man. They're gonna get destroyed. I don't know. And here's this next one. I just wanted to briefly bring it up, but I'm not gonna talk about it too much because I am not very informed on it. So before I really put my opinion out, I just wanted to like bring attention to this, and then I'll talk about it in a future video. But essentially, this is an article from Kotaku, but proposed US law could slap Twitch streamers with felonies for broadcasting copyrighted material. So this has been a big thing. For anybody who hasn't been keeping up, the whole DMCA situation with Twitch, essentially, this has been a thing with YouTube and other platforms. You can't just play whatever music you want because essentially they can issue DMCA takedowns, and this can either get your channel striked or it can close your channel. So this is a very big issue for streamers. You don't want to have copyrighted content. And this is mainly for music, but also if you're streaming like animes or movies and stuff like that, you can get played too, right? So on that side of things, it makes sense. But the music, it's gotten so ridiculous with streamers getting hit with takedowns from clips, videos that were clipped from like years ago and stuff, and things were happening over the past few months. It's just been a whole mosh pit of like garbage and confusion. But I also think a majority of people are very misinformed on this situation. So like I said, I'm not going to talk too much about this until I do my research. And like I said, I'll talk about this in a separate video. If y'all want me to talk about it, let me know in the comment section. But yeah, there was a specific senator who was also trying to pass this bill. And I think a big thing that people discovered about him is that he was getting support or getting like paid from these huge publishing companies like Warner Brothers and stuff like that. But once again, I'll do my research. That's all I'm going to talk about for this one. And then we're going to string on to the next one. Very basic stuff. And Among Us is available on the Switch. Simple, $5. I talked about this earlier in the week, but just thought I'd bring attention to it. Obviously, it's probably the biggest game in the world right now, I would say. Among Us. Funny game. You can play on your little Switch. You can dock it to the TV behind you, which I don't even have my fireplace today. You can use random controls. You can do your touch screen. You can do your walk around controls. Very basic, not too much to talk about. All right, next thing. This just came through right before I started the stream. So I may be one of the first people to report on this. I'm brush my shoulders off real quick. But no, I'm still probably late on it. Wow. So the United States Space Force, today, after a year-long process that produced hundreds of submissions and research involving space professionals and members of the general public, we can finally share with you the name by which we will be known: Guardians. So this is actually official, dude. If y'all didn't know already, I served in the Air Force for 7.5 years, 7 years. I don't even know anymore. I served for 7 years in the Air Force, and I heard about the Space Force as I got out, but I totally thought it was a joke. Like, I didn't really think it was real. So this shows how much I didn't know and how much I took this serious. But I know some homies that talked about applying to it, and I was like, oh, okay, that'd be cool. But like, what are we doing? Like, are we actually in space? What's going on? But no, this is real. This is officially real. The United States Space Force. I don't know when this is gonna come out. Um, I don't know if it's gonna be a branch of the Air Force or if it's gonna be its own branch. I don't know. I don't know. So I think it's funny because when I hear Guardians, I think of Destiny because I think that's what they were called in Destiny. You were called the Guardian. It was like a generic name for you. Also, what was the name of the game, dude? Oh, no, not the Guardians of the Galaxy, dude. So we're literally Guardians of the Galaxy over here. I'm waiting for Space Thanos to come through one day from Mars or Jupiter, and then we're gonna have to fight them like asteroids from the 80s or something like that. I just, this is funny to me, dude. This is funny. The memes are gonna be here. Like somebody somebody put the logo as a Pontiac Firebird. It looks just like the Firebird logo. That's so funny, but upside down. So the memes are gonna be crazy for this. It's so you got yeah, people are calling this a Pontiac logo now, an upside down Pontiac logo. I think it's funny, man. I don't care. I served my time, but I love the time I served, but I have no interest in the Space Force. But congratulations to everybody who's gonna eventually apply to this. All right. And now we're going to move on to new releases for this week. Honestly, for everybody who's listening or watching, if y'all have suggestions or good websites that have upcoming games for the week, as well as like games on this day in history, please let me know. I'm hoping to definitely improve this section in the future. But it doesn't really seem like too much really dropped this week. A lot of very old stuff. So you still have Cyberpunk, which that's old already. That's been out for a while. When the Past was around as a new game on the Xbox One that dropped on December 15th. Gears 5 Hive Busters, which looks like it's an expansion of Gears 5. Um, Mercenaries Blaze, Dawn of the Twin Dragons, which is on the Switch. I don't know what that is, but that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna have to check that out. Um, Airborne Kingdom, which is on PC, which is a Sky City builder. I don't know what that is either. So there's not really much. Moonlighter dropped on the iOS on November 18th. Essentially, there's really nothing out this week. So sorry. There'll be more expansions. I know Genshin Impact's expansion's supposed to be coming out, I believe, on the 21st. There's a few other things coming out over the next week, but it's mainly expansions or big things for the game. I guess one thing I can mention, Call of Duty did its huge implementation on the 16th with Warzone, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, as well as Black Ops Cold War. And I've talked about how I feel about this already, but yeah, this mashing was kind of a disaster on the first day. I didn't get to play, but essentially Cold War was broken. People couldn't even like get in the lobbies. Um, the weapon implementations were glitchy, where if you had weapons unlocked, it was still locked. Um, the weapon controls and stuff are a lot different on the Cold War weapon. There's a lot of inconsistencies, but they're working on fixing it, and it's whatever. It is what it is. All right, next up, this day in gaming. Once again, as I suggested earlier, if y'all have good suggestions for websites or a better way to concise this information, that'd be great. Because literally cycling through from 2020 all the way down to 1976, I'm not going to do that. But one thing I did find was Sonic Advance 2 released today in Japan back in 2002. It didn't come out until March 10th back in the US of 2003. But I just wanted to mention, like, Sonic Advance 1, 2, and 3 are like my favorite 2D Sonic games. I think they're so like underrated because I think by then a lot of people who grew up on Sonic didn't really have Game Boy Advances. They moved on more to like console gaming. So I feel like this series was completely slept on. Sonic Adventure 1, 2, and 3. All three are great games. As well as the DS games are really good. Sonic Colors, Sonic Rush. Yeah. The 2D Sonic is still the best way to experience Sonic in my opinion. So yeah, it's pretty simple, great game. And then I have a very interesting thing from streamer XQC. This also just came up right before the stream. It brings up a good talking point. This is from Dexterdo's Twitter page. But essentially, the question was, why do you not host anyone? And SQC answers this question, and then I just kind of wanted to elaborate on it. So I hope the volume on this isn't too loud. We're going to start this from the beginning, and we're going to play it.
I used to be, I believe, in the early days of being the people who like mass hosted every day, always host, always juice out at the very beginning. And whenever I became like a bigger streamer, a little bit, I started getting a lot of backlash for hosting, and it made me feel bad. There's even a couple instances where I've gotten death threats for hosting because people said that the community sucked and that I intoxicated their chats or whatever. So that made me a little bit but then they put a new TOS in where if I host somebody and my viewers are do something that's very, very anti-TOS, whatever, that could get me into trouble.
Okay, so I know if you're probably listening to this or if you've never heard SQC talk before, it can be a little hard to like kind of follow what he's trying to say. But essentially, he stopped hosting because he would do these mass raids or whatever. And if you got a big streamer, they're raiding you with like 4,000 people or something insane, right? And I remember in the past, I would see certain clips of like people getting raided and they just like have attitude or they get pissed off that they get raided. This has also happened with me where I've raided people and like they either just like don't acknowledge the raid or they like get mad. I remember this one dude kind of like caught attitude and was like, "Oh, is that like a raid?" Like, "Oh, okay." It was for like one time I raided Mystery Dungeon. Apparently this guy was like a YouTuber, but like he was trying to be low key about his Twitch channel or something. That's what one of my viewers told me. But like people are really weird when it comes to this raiding thing, and I don't understand. In particular for him, he said he was getting like death threats and stuff because like people are so they gatekeep their own communities. They also want to see their favorite streamer grow, right? They're like, "Oh, you know, you should be way bigger than what you are." But in the same breath, they also don't like to follow big streamers because they don't get to interact with them as much. So I don't know, man. I think that's just crazy that like someone has to say like, "Oh, I don't do nice things anymore because I received hate for it." And like no one's entitled to raid you or host you. Like that's totally an optional feature. I don't have to raid anybody, nor do I have to host anybody. But if you're on the platform, like people need to like understand how their platform works. You got so many people who are just hopping on here streaming and playing games and don't know anything about the platform. And so when they get raided or when somebody does something nice for them, they get bits or something. They don't even know what the hell it is because they don't even know what the platform is. So, SQC, like I said, even though it was kind of hard to understand, I feel him on that. Like, if I were to rate, like I said before, I've rated people. If someone didn't appreciate what I did for them, nah, bro, I'm just leaving the chat. Like, I wish I could I'll unhost you actually. Why not? But all right, that is almost everything for today, and I got one more thing I want to summarize. So from last week, I asked people, what are questions y'all had for the stream, and I will personally answer the questions. So here's a good one from my homie Second Status, dude. There's actually 5 parts to this question. I may just make this into a separate video, but I at least want to answer a few of them, and then I think I may reattack this in a future video. But I think they were really, really good questions. Yeah, they were really, really good questions. Shout out to the homie Second Status for popping these up. And for everybody else who wants to ask these questions, like the world is yours. Like you can ask me whatever you want, within reason, of course. But it could be about life, how you feel about this, whatever. And you'll see that in these questions. So the first question was, when was the moment you realized you wanted to become an internet personality? Um, I don't have a specific date on this, but it's something that built over time. Oh, look at me losing my voice every time. It's something that built over time. And I think the interesting part of it is I've mentioned it. I think I mentioned this in an older video and I have to find it, but I saw a lot of other people streaming or making YouTube videos or just making content. And I was like, this is dope. Like, they do something that they enjoy, they love it, they get paid for it, and they've made a career and they made a living out of it. And I've always thought, like, since I was younger, I was kind of a class clown. I like to be the center of attention at times. Um, I like to talk to people. I'm super social. And I've always thought that I had a very like interesting life. Um, like in a good way, not like through struggles or hardship, but I just thought I had a fun life that people would love to know about, that love to be interested in. And I think that was kind of the step. So in 2018, um, I finally decided I was like, let me take this serious. Like, let me try and actually make something out of this because like nothing comes without trying. And even though I had streamed years prior, I actually streamed as far back as like 2015, 2016. But, other than a few people, I didn't really know anybody. So I think that that's kind of when I made that realization. It was over time in 2018 I decided to take it serious. If you could design your own video game, what would be the name and genre of it? Add more detail if you like. Ooh. Hmm. That's a good question. I'm definitely gonna have to. I think I'm gonna answer this in a future video. Yeah, I'm gonna make a future video out of this because I think that's a video topic on its own. That's a really good question. But just as a teaser, I think it would be kind of like an action RPG game that really focused on like upgrading cosmetics, but had like really fun replayability to it. And yeah, I think that'd be my focus. It'd be an action RPG or like an RPG. Um, who are your top three celebrity slash internet personalities, influencers that you look up to or want to become like? Ooh, that's a good one. Off the top of my head, actually, the first person that comes to my mind is Daquan. Daquan, the Fortnite streamer. Um, Probably, I would still say he's probably my favorite streamer. He hasn't streamed in like a year. Like he had some personal things he had to go through, but he's part of the TSM boys, with Myth and Hamlins. And dude, like he blew up from Fortnite. I think he's got like 4 million subs on YouTube. Like he just blew up from being good in Fortnite, and he got noticed by a bigger streamer. I think it was Dakota's. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he got noticed by a bigger streamer, and he was skilled and he's funny as hell, and he's super funny and skilled at the game, which is something that like most people can't do. Like it's hard for me to 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 not focus on the game so hard yet entertaining the chat and being cool. Like it's a very very difficult thing, and you'll never know until you try it. Daquan would definitely be the most influence. Honestly, another YouTuber, despite the drama and how they're not active anymore, but at one point it was Zero, from Smash Brothers. So if you don't know already, he, got hit with some allegations and admitted to, talking to underage girls and kind of got played from that. But, prior to that and like his actual content, I think he made the best like Smash Brothers content. And like that was at a point too where I was like, okay, do I want to take my direction in Smash Bros? Maybe, maybe not. But I learned a lot just from like his energy, like his personality, um, the way he put out videos and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely Zero too. Like I said, ignoring controversy, just talking about what they have. Yeah. Third, another celebrity. or influencer. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have a third. I would have to think about it off stream or something. I say off stream, but off podcast. Um yeah, I don't know. I have to come back to that third one. But definitely Daquan and Zero. Those are the first two that come to my mind. And then number 4, what content creator besides yourself is the first person you check on YouTube/Twitch when you wake up in the morning? Well, that kind of contradicts what I just said. They're not there anymore. So there's a lot of people I like. Oh, you know who my third would be actually? My third would be Omni recently. I really liked Omni. I like his content. I like his like stance on things a lot of times. I think and that was also kind of slightly a motivation towards some of the videos I've been making too. And then it's also funny because I'll put out a video or have an idea for a video, and then I'll see his like right as I'm making my video too. So I'm like, ah. But yeah, Omni's really dope. I like his news format, and it's cool to see how he's grown a lot over the years. But yeah, as far as jumping back to the fourth question, I think somebody I check up on in the morning, like I said, Omni would definitely be one. It was Daquan when he would upload his stuff. But he would upload his stuff later at night. So if I was on night shift, I'd be able to catch his stuff. Um, I like a lot of like Call of Duty videos, oddly enough. I like to watch the Call of Duty videos. I like watching the Twitch drama videos because I do feel like I should keep up with this stuff if I want to invest into this. Um, I like watching like fight scenes, like well-known fight scenes. So I'll go back and watch like Dragon Ball Z clips, or I'll watch like an OG anime scene that I really liked. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I think those were kind of the content. As far as Twitch, I don't do that much for Twitch. I'll check on the streamer homies and see who's streaming, and I may stop by and say hi. But other than that, I don't really have a lot of time to watch, to sit and watch the streams because obviously I'm doing my own stuff. Um, and then 3 tips for your fellow viewers on how to gain a follower base on their social medias. Okay. Um, I'll try not to say the obvious stuff, but I will at the same time do put some obvious things. The consistency thing is definitely important. However, you have to like be realistic with yourself and like gauge your content, right? If all you do on your Twitter is like share when you're going live on Twitch, no one's gonna follow you on Twitter. No one's gonna like care about you have a Twitter. But like if your Twitter consists of like, good tweets or funny shares or maybe some memes every now and then you can put clips from your YouTube videos or your TikToks or your Instagram, I think that stuff really helps. But I think the first thing is starting. So making the social media, right? I made a TikTok. I had a TikTok for a while before I started putting TikTok content because I was like scared to do it. Like I was self-conscious. Like I'm 28 years old. Like I'm a grown man. I don't want to be around here like doing cringy stuff. And then eventually I was just like, dude, like who cares? Like it's your life. You got to have fun with it while you're expanding. You got to be able to experiment. You got to be able to try stuff. Like you have to keep trying stuff and taking risks, I think too. When you're early on and you don't have much of a following, like take those risks, dude. Try something different. Try something weird. Try something you think is unique. And sometimes it may hit, other times it won't. Um, I think the big thing for YouTube, and that's been helping me lately, is like I just started just putting stuff out there. Like I'm trying to go for this daily thing. And as you see, sometimes I'm able to do it, other times I'm not. But the more you put your stuff out there, the bigger chance you have of something finally hitting. And when it hits, it boosts your stuff. And like you start ramping up on the followers. So all it takes, man, is one good video. You seen on my YouTube, like the Xbox discussion video caught a lot of views. I had a tier list a long time ago that I didn't think anything of that caught a lot of views. So it's a lot of times not what you expect. And just because you put a lot of time into something and it doesn't come out the way you want it, doesn't mean that like you should give up or that your stuff is trash. Like, it's just all about timing, man. It's all about timing in addition to having good content. But yeah, that is it. I hope that answers your question status. Like I said, I think I'll definitely do a video on that video game genre. And yeah, that's about it. We didn't hit about 40 minutes on this, and I think this is long enough. I don't want to waste all y'all time and all y'all day as I got to head on to work myself. But yeah, that is the end of the Big Don Boss Podcast, episode 2, aka the Boss Cast. We will be working on more. As always, I'm open up to suggestions. If you like it, let me know in the comment section below. If there's something you didn't like, let me know in the comment section below. We're gonna keep doing this. I have to find a day of the week. We're gonna keep expanding. It's gonna keep getting better. We're gonna finesse it. I'm also gonna have this available on other social media, so you can find this on Anchor. You can also find it on Spotify and even the Apple Music. Come on, it's on everything. So if you're not following me on just YouTube, you can check me out on other stuff and listen to your boy in the car. But once again, I appreciate y'all. Y'all know what to do, man. If you're watching this on YouTube, like this video. If you're watching this on any other social media, like it. Follow the channel, subscribe to the channel, share it, let your homies know, let your best friends know about Big Don. And it's been real, y'all. I appreciate y'all for hanging and spending time with your boy. Y'all have a good rest of y'all day. Peace out, y'all. Deuces.